I'm just joining here on Facebook Live and Instagram Live. So, hello, happy hump day. Or actually, it's not Wednesday. I'm used to doing this on Wednesdays. Happy Tuesday, guys. Welcome, beautiful souls. It is You Unfolded. Welcome. And here is where we silence the standards and unfold your unrestricted, healthy, beauty-filled life. And today we're going to talk about how to start intuitive eating. So hi, Kate, welcome. So before I continue, because last time I forgot to introduce myself, again, I am Yentel Lega. I am a registered dietitian and I specialize in holistic nutrition, and I'm also a certified mental health professional. So I specialize even more in stress management for women. So today we are going to continue the talk on intuitive eating, because last week we talked about mindful eating 101. So first off, what is intuitive eating? So intuitive eating actually started, well, the book or the phrase was coined back in 1995. So it's actually this one. This is the book. I know it's probably going to be in reverse, I think, on Instagram, but it is trying to get the glare out. So it was written by two dietitians. It's Evelyn Tribole and Elise Resch. I hope I'm pronouncing their names correctly. But back in 1995, they coined the phrase intuitive eating, also known as conscious eating at the time. So this was before mindful eating was even a term. So what intuitive eating encompasses is it does include what mindful eating encompasses. It does include what we talked about last week, having peace with food, knowing your hunger cues, your satiety cues, but it also is, intuitive eating is actually what bridges the gap between the health community and the anti-diet movement. Because the anti-diet movement, that although it does reject dieting and it does accept the body as it is, thankfully, because that is where we want to head towards, a lot of the times it doesn't address health risks. So intuitive eating is there to bridge that gap, because it is a broader philosophy. It covers not just being mindful of how you eat, but it also covers how to also be mindful with your movement, how to also address any emotional eating and any cognitive distortions, any beliefs, any false beliefs that you have in regards to your body, dieting, and your health. So, hi, Dorothy. So yes, how do we start intuitive eating? So what I'm going to go over is actually the first 5 principles of intuitive eating that was coined by these two dietitians in the book Intuitive Eating. There are 10 principles, so we're going to talk about the first 5 today. So one of the first things, this has got to be, I think, my favorite one, because it does have to start there, and it's to reject the diet mentality. I mean, seriously, like, the diet culture is actually what puts these thoughts that your body is not right or healthy the way that it is. And one of the things that the principles say is to actually get angry at those false ideas that are put out there, and actually, yes, reject it, because you should not have to accept it as your own. And a great example actually is when you look at magazines. So just a disclaimer, I'm going to show you some magazines. We didn't purchase these. My husband actually purchased something online and got like a free 1-year subscription to Women's Health and Men's Health. So, but it actually opened up my eyes even more to see these two magazine covers together. So let's start with the positive one, the one in Men's Health. Actually, this one, I gotta say, is probably one of the most awesome covers I have seen. Men's Health. And first off, like, just at the picture alone, He looks empowering. He's owning it. He looks awesome. He really does. I mean, he's not even wearing anything really revealing. You know, it's just him owning it. But the title here also is even more empowering. It's 36 reasons it's great to be a guy right now. I would want to read this. You know, I haven't yet, but I would want to read this. This is very empowering, definitely very encouraging for a guy and even for a woman if there was a cover like this in a woman's health magazine. Now, here is something that, like I said, we have to get angry and reject this diet mentality because this is Men's Health. In the same month, don't laugh at me because I threw away the magazine because I was so angry. So I tried to print it and it printed so small. But let me try to bring it a little closer. So let me bring it closer first to the people on Facebook. This is Allison Brie and it says, joy, big joy, hot abs. So that's the picture. And another thing it says is, how cute is Allison Brie? I don't know about you, but from my understanding or me experience as a woman, I don't know any woman that likes to be called cute. You know, it's cute is like for puppy or for baby, but being called cute sounds patronizing and sounds belittling. Especially for a woman like Allison Brie. If you're not familiar with her, she's an actress that she was in The Community, and she's also in the show Glow on Netflix, which I think she does a phenomenal job as her role in that show. So she's a very talented woman because she went from doing The Community, which is like comedy, and she was hilarious in that show too, to doing something more drama, more serious, and doing a phenomenal job in it as well. So to be called cute, it's kind of demeaning of her talent, of her power, basically. She's a powerful and influential young woman. So also the other thing that whoops, I dropped the magazines. The other thing that it focuses on is hot abs. And this is a trend actually in every magazine for women. So I'm going to show you just a few magazines. I know I dropped some, but some of the Men's Health ones, again, nothing too revealing, you know, very powerful poses. Same here. All right, and sorry, coming back, getting another one that I dropped, and then this one. I mean, pretty good covers, I would say. But then you see the trends in the women's. Don't get me wrong, they look amazing, but what message is this sending? And every single one, abs, abs. This one is not as revealing, but again, it talks about lean and sexy, easy moves that flatten your abs. So another reason why this is so angering, so maddening, is because there's such a push for women to flatten their midsection. And when you think about it, our midsection is where our reproductive system is. And naturally, women need a little bit more fat, more stretch in that area. Because why? Because we give birth to children, because we house a baby in that area there. And it is so demeaning to put this push on women to flatten an area and to actually feel like discontent with an area that is actually powerful to have, because it's an area that only you have as a woman to bring life to this world. So that's why I love the first principle of rejecting the diet mentality, really, really paying attention to these messages. And it's not just on magazines, we see them in TV shows. I mean, I don't know how many times I have seen TV shows, even just comedy shows, where the woman is stick thin, like the wife is stick thin, and then the husband is a regular man, not overly muscular or athletic looking in any way. And this is a message that is put out there time and time and again, especially to us as women. So it's so important to start off that way by rejecting those messages, rejecting the fact that that is not you, that you are beautiful just the way you are, and that you have a body that is unique and that can do amazing things. So starting off there, that's principle one. Principle two is to honor your hunger. So yes, we talked a little bit about this last time. And it's really about keeping your body biologically fed with adequate energy and carbohydrates. Yes, I said carbs. There's such a misconception about carbohydrates. So giving you a little bit of the basics. Carbohydrates are sugars, starches, and fibers found in several foods. So most of the time, diet trends out there make you think that it's just bread, rice, pasta. You think of these just few foods. But carbohydrates actually covers not just grains, vegetables, fruits, milk products. And it's a carbohydrate is a macronutrient. Macro meaning major. It's a major nutrient that your body needs. Your body does not make this nutrient. You need to get this from outside sources. You need to get this from what you eat. The other two macronutrients that your body needs is protein and fats. But carbs is really the main source that your body uses for energy. And I know that there was some of you that wanted me to talk a little bit about the keto diet. So when I talk about that, I will mention more about why carbs should be and are supposed to be your main source of energy. So I won't cover that today, but just so you know, it is supposed to be your main source of energy. And when you're saying you're getting rid of carbs, what are you going to eat if you're not going to eat vegetables, fruits, grains, any dairy? Like what? So you really need to fuel your body with it. And honor your hunger means to actually give your body what it needs. You know, if you're hungry, eat. Of course, it's paying attention also to any other cues, any other triggers, because there's this, you know, there's emotional eating. I know Kate, mentioned emotional stress. Eating is something I'm guilty of on occasion. So she said, I like what you posted the other day about waiting to eat while after having a craving. So yes, that's honoring our hunger is also tuning in with what we're feeling, not ignoring them. Really stopping to say, okay, am I really hungry? Is this really food that I'm needing? And if not, then what is it that what nourishment does your body need or you need? It's not just a physical nourishment. Like I mentioned in the last live, that there could also be an emotional nourishment that you might need. So it's important to really honor our hunger in that sense. The third principle is making peace with food. So I do like this one a lot too. It's just stop the food fights. This goes back to just not labeling any foods as good or bad. You know, it's giving yourself, and this sounds scary when people hear it at first, but giving yourself unconditional permission to eat. What that simply means is not forbidding any food. The moment you try to forbid something, is like I mentioned before, it's like telling you, don't think of a pink elephant. And that's the first thing you think of. So the moment you start to forbid yourself of eating anything, of eating a particular food, you crave it more, you want it more, it leads to that binge eating, that emotional eating as well, because you've already attached this like treasure factor, this reward factor is the word I was looking for, to that food. So stop the food fight, make peace with food in the sense of really just every food is okay. You know, every food is not, there's nothing off limits, of course, if as long as you're not allergic or intolerant to anything, but no food is off limits. So next is principle 4, which is to challenge the food police. And even though there are signals out there, different triggers out there of things that we watch, things on social media, things, people we hang out with, it's just that there's the food police is actually internal, and that's something that I think that's a little bit trickier, but it's important to also acknowledge it. So for example, it's the food police is the one that tells you you're being good because you stayed under a certain amount of calories, or you're being bad because you ate the chocolate chip cookie. And that's what we need to challenge. That is the food police that we need to challenge, because again, it goes back to how we were saying about the good food, bad food, is the moment that you already start to reward yourself with food, or telling yourself you're being good or you're being bad, you fall into that binge eating. Time and time again, I've heard people close to me say, you know, I've been good this whole week, I am just going to have my cheat day this weekend. Or it's my birthday, I don't care, I'm gonna eat whatever I want. Or it's Thanksgiving, I'm just gonna be bad today and just, you know, let go of the diet. And that just brings up a vicious cycle, not just of dieting, not just of for your physical body. It all already messes with your metabolism. It messes with your immune system, that constant yo-yoing and inconsistency, but it also affects you psychologically and emotionally. When you're putting yourself to where you feel guilty, sorry, that's my printer, I don't know why it's going on, but when you get into where you're feeling guilty about something, about, you know, eating, overindulging, or, you know, praising yourself for the food that you eat, it's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. It's like, that doesn't make you or break you. That's not what makes you a human being. You know, what you eat isn't what's going to define you as being a good person, you know, or being a bad person. So really stop those thoughts. When they start to come in, challenge them, challenge that food police, and don't let it get you into that cycle of just hating yourself and hating your body. And the last principle is to feel your fullness. So again, this, you know, listen to your body's signals that tell you that you are no longer hungry. And this could be tough when you are in a social setting, for example. So like if you're in a party and there's food all around and it's just readily available, it's easy to eat mindlessly and to just not really pay attention to what once you're full. And what happens a lot of the times is if you do that, you can end up feeling pretty sick later, or bloated, or then you kind of tell yourself, oh, I should not have eaten that much. That's it. I'm not going to eat chocolate cake for the rest of the month. You know, we punish ourselves because we aren't really feeling our fullness. So a way to do this is to be present. This is part of the mindful eating, is to really be present in your eating. Be present in the social gathering. Because if you're mindlessly eating, chances are you're not really being present as well with the people around you. So it's important to really just enjoy the gathering, enjoy the people that are with you. Because sometimes you're really not hungry. It's just being with the people that you're with is filling for your soul, is nourishment enough for you. So that's how you can start intuitive eating. So these are the 5 principles. Again, I will recap. Reject the diet mentality. I couldn't get that out. I hate the word diet, so I couldn't even get it out. Honor your hunger. Make peace with food. Challenge the food police and feel your fullness. So next week, I will continue with the other 5, the second 5. So part 2 of how to start intuitive eating, I'll continue with the rest of the principles of intuitive eating. And again, this is the book, you know, there, if you are interested in reading it, I will be linking it below for you. I know on Instagram, I am not able to do that, but I do provide the replay on YouTube. So again, my YouTube is also You Unfolded. You can subscribe to receive the notifications of when I post it. It'll be posted probably tomorrow. So I will link it in the comments there, or in the description of YouTube there. So if you're interested in reading this book, I do highly recommend it. If you are someone who has read dozens of diet books or who has done dozens of diets, I recommend just reading this. And this is life-changing, and it's definitely going to break that unhealthy cycle and bring you towards health. So next week, I'll be back here again, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And again, I'll be going over part 2 of how to start intuitive eating. And actually, something that I want to do with you ladies, and don't mean to exclude my men, but in response to the Men's Health 36 Reasons Why It's Great to Be a Guy Right Now, I want to put together a post of 36 reasons why it's great to be a woman right now. So I would love your help in putting this together. Put in the comments why, at least one reason why it's great to be a woman right now. And I'm going to put all those comments together into that post, because we do need to be reminded of how awesome we are. Men are awesome, are great as well, but we are too. So yes, leave your comments with that below, and I'll see you tomorrow. And remember to silence the standards, because you are more. Bye.